Hey, so I've been I made a video on this earlier today, but I thought I'd continue on with it. Um, while I was at work earlier today, I was watching a Dave Jones video from EEV blog, and he was mentioning that his Telstra Business service had the websites blocked for BitChute. BitChute being a very legitimate but alternative to uploading videos or a place to store videos when you make them as a content creator. Nothing wrong with it, it's a perfectly legitimate concept. Um, Although on his provider, which is Telstra Business, they decided that, oh, guess what? You can't access it anymore. No reason. You just can't access it. It doesn't load. So while I was at work, and on my on work's Optus internet service, I thought, I'll see if it works for me. Go to Google, type in BitChute, hit the button, comes up the Google search results with the website. Click on the website, fails to load, just doesn't work. So okay, I'll turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone and see if that works. No, doesn't work. My phone's being serviced through Catch Connect, which is a Optus reseller. So it seems like it's an ISP wide issue or a company wide issue, uh, which is all good and well. I mean, on the service at work, it's a cable internet service, so it's still a residential service. The modem provider doesn't allow editing or adding a DNS to the list of things where you can access, so it doesn't work. Um, you can't add a DNS globally for the whole network. You can only add it into your network settings on a per device basis, which means technically I could probably add it to my phone, but it's a lot of work under Android to add a DNS to each connection. It goes all glitchy and stuff, but it is an option. However, when using mobile data, which is through Optus through the 3G 4G network or whatever, there's no option that I can see inside the standard settings to enable you to have a third party DNS provider without installing some sort of app. And this shouldn't be necessary. I mean, for this stuff to work, the internet, it's a weird thing. See, at home where I am now, my internet provider is Aussie Broadband, and it hasn't so far block these websites. So I can from home I can get to 4chan. I had a look at the list of websites that the internet providers arbitrarily blocked without government requirement. They just decided to take it upon themselves to, block these websites because bad. And I'd done a run through using my provider, and none of them seemed to have any issues. None of the websites fail to load here, and my router is set to use the standard ISP settings, I believe. I might have to double check that. Um, but using my phone, using through the mobile phone network through Optus, it's blocked, so they don't like us. Uh, and I've got a bit of an issue with this stuff, and the biggest one is that your internet provider, outside of government legislation or outside of illegalities, which you can be prosecuted for, whatever, um, have no reason or no, in my mind, no legal ability to block access to any part of the internet that isn't blocked on a government basis. It's not upon them. They're not. They can't be the arbiter of what you can and can't do. That is not their job. That's the job of authorities. Um, as I stated in my previous video, your water company can't stop you watering your herb garden. They can't just you know have your taps monitored to a point where if you're watering your herbs, that the tap doesn't work. Your electric company can't stop you running a row of grow lights to grow said herb garden. Because winter and all that sort of thing, and it's getting a bit cold. Got to keep the herb garden warm and lit up so it grows really good. You never know. You might want some really good tomatoes this year. But it is not your provider's job, your internet provider's job, to determine what you can and can't do. You're not paying them to be your mum, you know. Then you're not paying them to protect you from being naughty. Um, the others, oh, it is absolute bullshit, really. Because what's the way to put it? If if they're gonna start doing this whole, you can't go to these places because it might be bad. What about the places you can go to that also have bad? Are they now going to be responsible for allowing you to see these things? Because that's where they're going to be positioning themselves. If they're going to go, oh, you can't go to this site, you can't go to that site, because it might be bad for you or it might upset you. Because, oh my god, you might get upset, your feelings and all that. You know, at what point do we stop treating adults like children and let them make their own decisions? This isn't the government's job. This is, or, well, the government does have their thing, but anyway, this isn't your provider's job. Their job is to give you a pipe to the outside world and leave it alone. You know, you pay for a certain speed connection between you and whatever's out there. And it's up to you how you deal with it. You know, not, oh, here's most of the internet except for the bits we think you might not like. It might be a bit sketchy. You might land yourself into a bit of issues or whatever. So get fucked. This is my connection, man. I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. It's not yours, mine. I pay you good money. Don't fucking fuck with it. I mean, if I have to go third party with a VPN to access certain websites, well, do I get a discount from my ISP for not allowing me to access these things? No, you don't. And yeah, it's complete crap. The worst part about all this is when a lot of this stuff started coming up in the last couple of years, you know, with Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and the others starting to ban people from using the service because they broke the terms of service. People complain about it. You got people on the other side going, they're a private company, they can do whatever they want. If you don't like it, go make your own. Except, what happens when people make their own? Gab, BitChute in this case, and there's a few more, but I can't pull the names right now. But what happens is these other ones, or Minds.com, and a few others, they put their apps, or they build their platform, they get their websites, they make an app for it. You can't download the app from the App Store or Play Store because they're blocked because they have alternative views or they don't suit the platform or whatever. So, what the hell do you want us to do? We can't have our own. You push all these people away because they have a differing view, and then you take away the access for the differing view to, group on. So you can either be like a stupidly far leftist, with all the crap that goes on with that, and you get everything handed to you because they're all within the space of each other, all the companies, your Facebooks, your Twitters, whatever, or you're fucked. Where do we go? And every time people come up with an option or an alternative, it gets blocked because that's where all the other people go, and that's only because they've all been shunned. What happens when you shun all the lepers out of a leper community? You're left with an empty community. It's all fucked, man. Not a fan of this stuff, eh? But that's where we're at. You're screwed. You're screwed. Try the websites out too. If your ISP blocks them, just jump to someone else. It's not that hard.